Hello everybody, welcome back to 366 Days of Hope. My name is Pearl and I'm here to share our next video, which is making a comeback. So in this video, I'm going to be talking just a quick story as you guys watch me do a little bit of my chores here. So let's talk about what it means by, making a comeback. Oftentimes, we make mistakes in life and we think like, that's it. My whole life is over. There's no way I'm coming back from this. I think of that famous story of the Clintons, that whole big scandal with Monica Lewinsky. And I remember seeing a interview with her and how she was talking about how that scandal basically just ruined her life. She felt like she couldn't even face the world anymore. She hunkered down and became pretty much a hermit and just felt like her world was over. She couldn't get a job. She couldn't go into the world because the moment everyone knew who she was, then she was just tied to this scandal. And I just think about, like this one video I saw of this, goalie who had run, about 32 yards or so away from the goal, and the ball he was supposed to prevent from coming to the goal, he missed. And within a split second, he turned around and he sprinted while the camera was actually not even on the goalie anymore. It was assumed that, those that were watching on television, that the goalie had made this fumble and the other team was going to make it to the goal. Where that goalie came back on full force, threw himself right into the goalie box before the ball even came, and it hit him, and he prevented the ball from getting into the goalie and prevented the other team from scoring. And it was quite a comeback, and people were obviously cheering, for that team. But it just made me think that sometimes our comebacks can be quick, like the story of the goalie, and sometimes our comeback may take a lot of time before we're able to see, that victory in our life later. But the ultimate point I'm getting at is there is a comeback, that there is victory even after making mistakes, that the world isn't over. And, people forget and people don't end up being reminded over it. It's the past. And sometimes time does heal all wounds, but the reminder is always there because it leaves a scar. But you don't live in the scar, and I think that's one of the things that I kind of take away from this, in that we all will make mistakes, and to not be so hard on ourselves and to learn to forgive ourselves when we make these mistakes, and to recognize that the world isn't over. And I think about teenagers, as a teenager, some teenagers make more mistakes than others. And sometimes, that could wind up completely changing the course of their life. Like, for example, with teen pregnancy, or watching a news story recently of a teenager who unfortunately killed somebody during a car accident because the young teen ended up drinking and driving. And you think about these and you think, oh man, that kid's life is ruined. But we don't see the future, and we don't know what that person will become. And I'm sure that their remorse, and if they repent and they sense a duty to, turn from their ways, just kind of like that Bible verse, that talks about how if my people would return and change their heart, then God will heal their land. He will, change their heart, and he will call them his people. And I know I'm paraphrasing that. I know I don't have my Bible on me, but the point is, there is a promise that when we repent of what evils we have done, God's willing to work with us to transform and change our life if we're willing to make that decision to do better and to be better. And I truly believe that there is no such thing as a done deal for people unless they have committed to that. So if you've made a mistake, or you've done something that you feel like, oh man, I just don't feel like I'm going to be able to come back from this, the reality is your life's not over. You still have the opportunity to do well with what you have, and it's something to be grateful for. The second chances are possible. I truly believe that some people are lucky to have more than second chances. Some of us have like 10 chances, which is a huge blessing. And if we're given that many chances, we really need to consider the graces that we've been given, and not take it for granted. So I hope that you can look back on those experiences, the quote mistakes that were pivotal in your life, and to be thankful for those mistakes, because maybe those very mistakes are what has helped you grow into the individual that you are, and has made you into a much better person. And even though you may have challenges overcoming those mistakes, you wouldn't be who you are without them. So look back on those scars and appreciate the scars, but don't keep trying to tear it open. All right, guys, with that said, may you live, thrive, and be healthy. Take care. Bye.